Hey guys.
Hey, Nanners.
Hi.
So we're going to take a look at some Factorio today.
So what the heck is this Factorio thing you got here?
So this is a plate spinning game. This is a simulation game where you have a whole bunch of shit happening all at the same time. You really can't pause it. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. And you need to collect one type of resource to get another type of resource to get another type of resource.
And do they all combine to wreck the environment? Because it looks like that's what's happening in this
Yeah,
picture.
you got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's see. It looks like this is probably like an oil refinery, and then there's a steam engine. I don't. That's some sort of furnace. That's probably a chemical plant. You got oil derricks. You got your pipes. You can see conveyor belts going through here. God, this game is fantastic.
This is a huge boner right now.
Yep. It's pushing the desk away. All right, so I'm actually going to load up one of my save games so we can take a look at something
Almost train.
already
I
in
like that one.
progress. Yeah. Well, that's when I almost had to train. So it was when I started out, it was
Nice.
nice. And then I'm like, I don't know. And then it got better. And then I almost had a train. And then I had a train. And then I had a better train.
I like that you name your save games based on your current mood.
It makes sense in my head because, like, I always used to go with date naming or, like, time naming. And then it's like, fuck, I don't know, like, what I was doing at that point in time.
Okay, so before you jump in, and maybe you can explain.
Okay.
Difficulty old school?
Difficulty old school. I have no idea what the fuck that means.
Okay.
So when you start up, you can do a campaign. I highly recommend that. I have not done these 3 later campaigns. I need to go back and do that because they sound fun.
So you're still in like the first steps campaign, and it's just spiraling from there?
No, so what I did is I played First Steps, and that's like a really good intro to the game. And then I went, okay, well, I get this. I'm just going to do a completely on my own game and just set all this shit and just go from there. So that's what I spent the majority of my time playing. I'm actually, you know what? Let me jump into a new game real quick, and then we'll go into my game, and we can kind of see where this stuff escalates.
Okay.
Cool.
So this is how you start out. You're this little dude. This map is pretty big, so you can see here. I can zoom all the way out.
Wow.
That's me there. And then I could also do this. So this is the world map. You can explore all this shit. You could probably put conveyor belts over this whole thing, and it would be fantastic. This world map is nice because you can also look at it and see resources. I can see I've got some oil here. I've got some coal down here. I've got copper up here, more oil. That's going to be my iron. But I'm going to get started. And the game is actually nice enough that it started me with one mining mechanism and then one furnace. And let's see. So my inventory, I've got a whole 8 iron plates. Awesome. This is my build menu. So this is my sort of crafting items. I got to say, the separation between these menus is really confusing sometimes. I will forget what's in logistics, what's in production, and what's in intermediate products sometimes.
So that top is the top level menu, and then there are options under that.
Well, this whole thing will eventually just fill up. This will be like everything that's under logistics. This will be everything that's under production. But there are no more drill down menus.
Okay.
So this inserter line will go all the way to the end. I wish there was some better breakup of it. But
Yeah, we might see better UI since it's still early access.
yeah, I'm hoping that's the only thing I think is really missing from this game. But yeah, so let's go start out. You need fuel to run a lot of your machines. Well, to run all your machines, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and build this. You hit R, you can rotate stuff. So I'm going to build that. It doesn't have any fuel right now. So what I actually have to do is go down here, and I'm actually just going to mine some of this by hand.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how basic this
So you're
starts out.
you're like Minecraft level punch a tree for a while.
Yep. This is Minecraft or Terraria at its, earliest, where I just have to wait till I get some resources. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take down some trees.
So
Fuck trees.
it's nighttime now and your flashlight turned on? Is that
Yep.
what's going on?
Yep,
Okay.
there is a day-night cycle. I haven't noticed a big difference with that, other than, your view gets a little bit more limited. There are hostile enemies in this. I haven't noticed different behaviors with them over time at night. Maybe that's part of it, and I just don't know yet. So I'm actually going to make a wooden box. And
Is that to store your harvest in?
Yep. So I'm going to power this up, and it's very slowly going to fill up this box. Most resources will stack up in 50s, so I can have this many 50s. I think this is a 16 storage. Yep, 16. And then there's upgrades down the line. I can have something that stores 24, 32, I think 64. And looking over here at the right side of the screen, which I can't mouse over because as soon as I leave this, you're not going to be able to see it. This will pull a full 1,100 coal out of the ground and stick it in this box. And it'll run as long as it has coal in it. So I can take all that coal out of that box and I can put it back in there. So it's just really eating
We're
its
doing
own tail.
something, yeah.
Yeah. I can also go ahead. I only have enough iron for one conveyor. So actually, that was a really stupid thing to do. Good job, Nanners.
Off to a good start.
I believe you. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So actually, that's stone. That is not what I want. I want iron. So there's copper.
Well, that's a big copper deposit.
That's a lot of copper.
What does copper get you?
Copper gets you copper
That
wires.
is even bigger iron.
Yeah, that's a lot of
So
iron.
can you just like plop something right in the middle of that, or do you have to clear it out before you can put things down on it?
So these extractors that I can make right now are 4x4 squares. So it'll just take up these 4 squares.
But there's way more than 4 squares
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, so you need a lot of them.
Wow.
Okay.
There's some later game ones that you can get where it'll take up a lot more. I might have actually kind of screwed myself already. I really shouldn't have built those conveyor belts. So I'm going to take all that coal and let that thing run. We're going to come back up here, and what we're actually going to have to do is hand mine some iron ore, stick it into a forge, and use that to make iron plates so we can actually build ourselves a new extractor. And I'm just going to start on the edge because we're not going to take that much. Just mining.
So is this a good game once you get things sort of operating on their own to let it do its thing until you get the thing you need and you do something else?
Not really.
Because there's always something else.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is always something that needs your attention. And like once you build stuff up to the point where it's all automated and you don't have to worry about something, you still have the problem of you want to be doing something else. You know, there's never a time you really want to sit back on your laurels and just wait. So that's a little bit. Oh, wait, is that right? I got 2? Oh, I got 22. Okay. One of the things I will say is every once in a while I will get confused since the stone and the iron are so close. You just glance at those and you forget which is which. So I'm going to fuel this up and I'm going to stick some iron in this. And that's going to give us some iron plates so we can actually build an extractor to put on here. And I don't have to just keep sitting here. Oh, my pick's broke too. So now I'm actually just like punching the rock or hitting it with some sort of hammer. So this makes it go real slow.
And does the game show you recipes you need? Like you knew to put iron in there with coal. Does it tell you that otherwise?
Not really. There's a lot of guess and check. You always know that something is going to take fuel, and your most basic fuel is always going to be coal.
Okay.
Later, you can craft other types of fuel, or things are electric powered, but that's kind of always your base formula for it. Let's see. Got 12 iron plates. Is that good enough to make an extractor? Oh no, we also need a stone furnace. So I also need stone.
Punch some rocks.
Yep. Can I at least craft a pick? Yeah, I'm gonna have to burn some of our iron plates just so I can get a pick, so I can mine some of this. And bottom right there, you can actually see my my pick's health. This guy here. So you can have, I think, stacks of 50 built up, but their durability goes down over time.
You also have a handgun?
Yes.
Cool.
So there are enemies.
It's green. Is it uncommon?
No, that's just active.
Okay.
I can't switch between them yet, but you have 3 different weapon slots down here and 3 different ammo slots. So you can actually cycle between those as
Can
you
you
go.
shoot rocks? Is that an effective way of mining?
No. Later you do get grenades. I don't know if you can use those for any other purpose than just blowing little
for
craters.
fishing?
Yeah, I kind of want to try that later.
You have to watch for the ricochet. when shooting.
All right. So now this is going to mine stuff. It's on top of 1.8K. It's going to put them into this furnace, and then it's going to just automatically melt them into iron plates.
So stuff next to it or near it, it just like interacts with automatically?
It'll actually ignore everything that is not directly on top of.
Well, like the box, how it knew to put stuff in there automatically.
So if you look when I mouse over, you can see this little arrow popping out. So that is where it's going to output to.
Okay.
So we can see, all right, so it's mining. So it already produced 61. So I'm going to put that whole stack in there just so that keeps going. And I'm going to run my ass back up there. A lot of this game is running back and forth.
If only you could ride a train.
Or build a car.
Or build a car.
There are a lot of options. This has stack splitting like every other survival adventure game that is created. So I can put just part of it in there. I can do things like, all right, so we're going to totally jinx this and break it now and ruin what I've set up so far. But so I can build another extractor. I can put a little bit of fuel in there. And then I can say, well, I actually want to have a bigger output. So I'm going to go and create a couple of conveyor belts. And conveyor belts are a huge part of this game. So these are going to move everything down there. And I'm going to build an inserter arm. So this inserter arm now is going to take stuff from that little line there above and move it to the arrow. And then I'm going to put a furnace down here and put some fuel in it. Oh, and I need to actually put fuel in the arm as well. So what this is going to do is take stuff from this line, stick it in here, and it'll eventually fill this up with plates. So basically I have 2 instead of 1 feeding in, so this thing will never be idle now. It'll always have some coming out of this line and going into there. So that's kind of how you start out in this game. What I'd probably do is build like 6 of these along the outside ridge, build up a whole network of these, start sticking the excess from these into crates, mine a whole bunch of stone, build a stone mining facility there, start building a stone path so I don't have to run so slowly back and forth, and just build up as I go. All right?
Okay.
All right.
So that's sort of the basic.
So you don't really
premise.
have like an objective here. It's just try to build the next thing that catches your eye.
Kind of. You do have one overall objective, which is you want to get off this planet.
Oh, okay.
There are giant killer bugs on it, so you don't want to hang around here all day. You want to get home, which I don't know why you'd want to leave after you built all this shit. It seems kind of cool, but
Maybe you have a really sweet factory back home.
yeah, maybe it's
All the
much
trains.
better.
Yeah, you can really build a pretty sweet factory setup here, but I guess you have no spaceship skills because you can't seem to build that.
Well, that's the final thing you build. You build a
Are you
spaceship.
serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the goal of this is to get far enough along that you can build one. Let me pull up.
All right.
There is this research tree, which
Oh, boy.
yeah. So this isn't as bad as it looks because it's basically top down. You start researching whatever is green and up here, and you get all the way down to here. So like you can see there's an exoskeleton. There's power armor that you can build.
Nice.
Can you research Pink Floyd?
Possibly. I think that's what this
Optics,
one does. Yeah.
okay. That makes sense.
So yeah, you can get solar power, you can get lasers, you can get power grids. Power grid stuff is actually super, super useful. Ooh, a substation. I actually don't know what that does. Later. So that's the base of the game. You're building conveyor belts. You're building these inserter arms that do automated tasks for you. You could build steam plants. You build research facilities. And you run all over this crazy world and find all the cool shit that you can. So that's, like I said, that's how you begin. So I want to jump into the one I've been playing now for 7 hours and 45 minutes. Wow. I thought it would be much longer. All right.
There have been a lot of like saves and restarts. Is it that kind of game that you can do something and realize you screwed up pretty bad, so you want to jump back, or is it more
So the
just keep trucking?
Yeah, pretty much just keep trucking. Like, I've fucked up a few times, but the nice thing is, so like, here's a light. I don't like where that is. I can disassemble it really quickly. It just goes back to my inventory. I can put that back up. There's no harm, no foul. So let me show you around what I've done
I was going to say, this is far more complex
Yeah.
than what
Yeah.
we just saw.
So let me take you to at least where this portion of the game starts. You can see this is all coal, by the way, that I'm running past. So this is one of my coal mining facilities. Wow, that one's actually dry, so I'll have to move that. So basically, I would take this, I'd move this over here, and then I'd rearrange the conveyor belt and the electrical lines so that this would feed onto this belt. That still has 1,400 to go, so that's not in time of running out. And when that does, I'm literally going to move it a few spaces down, and it'll be good to go for however much is in there. That doesn't look like that much, but that should be fine. And then I'll keep moving these back and around and sideways, so this belt will always be fed. So what I've got going here is belts that feed into a splitter. The splitter is a 50-50 splitter, so half the coal's here, half's here. And then this line comes all the way up here, and these automated arms actually feed coal into these guys. And I just built this last night, so what I need to do is I'll actually do that now. I will extend this belt over there and put a turn in. So now the coal goes all the way over to there. And you can see I have a lot more stuff that I can build now. Oh, because I've been playing this so long.
Is that your dune buggy?
Yeah, is that a car
Yep.
over there?
Yep, that's my dune buggy.
Sweet.
So pop those two guys in, and then I actually have a full electrical grid. That's what these guys do. These are boilers. So pumps water into boiler heats it up using coal, and then it provides steam power for this engine, and then I have electrical poles running everywhere that power my whole facility. So now these arms are powered. If either of these hoppers needs coal at any point, it'll just pull it off this line. And the coal just kind of hangs out forever. This is a dune buggy that I built. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
So I can just go and
Cruising.
tool around. Up here you can see all these red areas. These are actually all enemy encampments where the bugs live. So I really don't want to go that way that much because they will wreck me.
Are there any special resources to get from those encampments?
Not that I know of. I don't think so. I think they're more of just like an annoyance.
Okay. And they attack your Factorio, I guess?
Yeah, the pollution that this stuff outputs actually will cause them to come down here.
Nice.
So they're attracted to my facility, which kind of sucks.
So basically, you're fighting the Planeteers.
Yep, kind of. I mean, it's like a Ferngully type situation, I think. I'm kind of the asshole. Here I've got... I just built this last night, too. This is a oil pumping facility that's powered by this stuff over here. It pumps oil into this refinery, and then I'm using pipes to bring it over there I'm producing sulfur because I need to make... sulfuric acid for batteries. So this is my sulfur station. I'm going to create a sulfuric acid station up here, and then I'm going to create a battery facility over here, and I have to figure out what other resources I need to get there to make it happen. I think it's copper, sulfuric acid, and iron, maybe? But right now, the rest of this facility, because it always produces heavy oil, light oil, and something else, petroleum byproducts. Yeah.
I bet the natives love that.
Oh, yeah, totally. They're always down here giving me a hard time about it. And I'm basically making fuel blocks. So this is like Energon cubes here. They do a much better job than oil at fixing stuff up, keeping it running.
So basically, this whole thing is just creating Flint's water, right?
Sure. What's Flint's water?
No, never mind.
Okay.
I don't know either.
Timely news references.
Flint, Michigan's water.
Yes.
Yeah. Here you can see my research facilities.
Wait, could you run on that conveyor belt?
Oh, yeah. You can run with it, and it'll make you go faster. You can run against it. You go slower.
So you could set up conveyor belts to run on to get to places faster.
It
seems like a waste of time, but
it's even faster if you put down these stone pathways.
Oh, okay.
Increases your run speed like 130%. So I can really truck through these areas, and you can see all my resources that are just kind of hanging out.
Does your guy get tired at all?
No, he just runs forever.
He never stops factorying.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Down here, you can see I've got some train tracks that I started to put in because I don't move fast enough for my liking. So I built myself a nice little train. You can actually set up whole schedules and train stops, and
Wow.
So you can pile stuff onto the train, have it go somewhere, have arms, take it all off, send the train back,
Yep.
etc.
yep.
Okay.
So you can have stations, and I think you can have logical conditions. So I could actually tell this train, like, hey, stop down here, pick up a bunch of engines out of this crate, and then take them up to a different facility, process those into electrical engines, come back down here. Yeah. I think I'm going to be playing this game for a while because of all that stuff. And you can see the train goes real fast.
That's
nice.
Oh,
Did you derail it?
no, it's fine.
Okay.
Derailing doesn't happen. There's a bumper there. So
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
It's fine. Yeah. It does not go as fast in reverse. There's another dune buggy I made. You can see that this rock over here is damaged. Dune buggies and rocks don't mix. So, pro tip.
So could you just put this on a schedule to like go back to where you started every like 30 seconds or so? So you ride it up really fast and it takes it all the way back down. Just to like, so you're, and then if you
I
had
think
another
so.
train that went down, so you always have a train going fast the right direction.
I think you could do something like that. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I haven't played with the stops very much yet. You can see, resource-wise, I'm doing okay in this game, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually built one over there. I don't remember
Is
doing
that
that.
not hooked up to anything?
No,
Is it
I-
just lonely?
I think I was wandering around and I found this one and I was like, oh, more iron. And then I came up this way and saw this and was like, oh, I'll build it over here instead. Yeah. I think I've put maybe 12, 13 hours in this game altogether between the campaigns and then this mode. It's really good. It is really good. Oh, that was research finished.
I was going to say, this game doesn't seem to have a lot of sound to it.
No, it. One of the funny things is, the only like DLC they sell for this is the soundtrack, and I don't know what that
And
is.
that's separate? Yeah. Like,
Does it just
Yeah.
play that sound?
haven't
don't
heard
know.
much
End
the
of
soundtrack.
CD.
Yeah. So you can see right here too with my research, it tells you how many red and how many green flasks it has to go through to research a topic. You can also see there's this blue flask that I don't have yet. So
Science.
yeah,
That's what's in the blue flasks?
It comes in flasks.
it's in all the flasks. They're just
Oh.
all science. There you can see more of a zoomed out view. Everything I got going on. There's some bugs coming in. They're going to get wrecked by this turret. Yep. And then it's going to alert me to let me know, hey, your shit just got attacked.
But not really, because they just got wrecked.
Yep. So you can see this whole area is kind of built just to make red flasks and green flasks. So if I need to make blues too, I guess I'll try and build that up here depending on what they require.
There's like igloo things storage.
These are the actual research facilities.
Oh, okay.
So it'll tell you, oh God, there's a purple. Fuck me.
Alien science.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So how this works is this is supposed to just pretty much be an infinite conveyor belt, and then these guys just grab whatever they need and stick it in here. And you
To
can
make
see,
science.
Yep, I'm all
Science
the way
happens.
backed up on these facilities now too. I have such a backlog of stuff, which isn't a great thing. You really don't want to have resources sitting around for no reason. It makes the game a bit slower for me to actually be able to manage it then, because I don't have to think about what the fuck am I doing with all these resources. If you're really out of ideas, you can do something like I did here. So this creates solid fuel. It feeds it to a conveyor belt. It gets stuck in a box. This box got full, so I said, okay, I'll make another box. And then that box got full, so then I made another box, and then I made another box. So at this point, I could make another box, but these are all completely packed with fuel right now.
And they're just sitting. They're not being used for anything. So
Yeah.
they're just going to keep piling up unless you figure out how to
Yeah.
use them for something.
The same thing happened with coal over here, where I got so much of it, I didn't know what to do.
Just put it in the box.
Yeah, this is very much like a Sorcerer's Apprentice situation where it's like, what do I do with all these brooms and all this water? Like, I don't know. Things are just running forever, and I hope they work out. yeah, that's kind of what this game is.
Well, if you were playing legitly right now, like what would you be working on? Like, is there a next thing you want to research or build or something?
I think at this point, my next goal is going to be to complete this train loop down here. I found a big deposit of iron down here and some copper, and there's some oil over here. So, and then I started to build some pumps down here. So I think I'd expand out, start mining this copper, start mining this water, figure out what other things I need, set up an automated schedule so that way I can use that bottom facility to either produce engines or produce something else if I need. I don't know how branching train paths work, but I'd probably also take this and branch it underground if I can and bring it up over here somewhere. Yeah, at this point it's kind of been a very reactionary thing because I don't know all the things I even need yet. Like I didn't know I was going to need copper wire when I started building research facilities over here. So that's why you have a conveyor belt that spans, a decent part of the map. Just because I didn't know that was a thing I was even going to need yet. But yeah.
Cool.
So this is early access. How much is it right now?
This is $20, which I feel is very appropriate. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this game. Like, yes, it is early access. Yes, the UI could be better. There's a few things I would probably want to fix, but for the most part, this game feels really solid.
No crashes or anything like that yet?
No, I
That's
haven't had any technical problems.
All the bugs.
Yeah. So
Can you just draw them all back to your guns now?
I don't know. I
Or
don't
run them over? Does that hurt the little buggy?
That tends to hurt the car when I run into other things. I don't know about them. I just wonder kind of how big of a herd I can get. But yeah, this game was made by a small team. I think it's like 10 people in the Czech Republic that made it. I think they self-published it to Steam. And it's been out for 2-3 weeks now.
What's their name?
I want to say it's pronounced Woob or Wub.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we need a translation guide on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just going to run these bugs in circles forever now. This is my new game.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah. Oh, that was a tree.
Sounds good.
Oh, shit. There's more.
Oh, nice. Get him.
I wonder if I can run them over. Nope.
No.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's going to be the end of this.
All right. Well, thanks for showing that, Nanners.
Hey, not a problem. See you guys.
See ya.